Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel again. Well, when I bought this last year, I did say I was going to do an update video about the truck, right? But I never actually got round to it. However, I received an email about a week ago from, oh bloody hell, there you go, there's his name there. Right, basically saying he's after getting one and he's thinking about getting this one because it looked quite good in the videos, and he wanted me to do an update and tell basically about any damage or repairs I've had to do. Well, damage wise I'd have to say zero, right, because apart from the odd little bump or scratch which everything's gonna get, damage wise I've had no damage. And okay, I haven't flown her off any ramps or out like that yet, but I will be doing this year because I built a ramp for her. Right, but just waiting for the weather to pick up a bit now. But she's been up and down some ramps and on her back and stuff. I'll leave links to the playlist for this this truck. I'll leave a link to the playlist, right, because you'll see in some of the videos I bet she's been upside down and bashed about and all sorts of bloody stuff. But damage wise I'd have to say none. Right, I did have to repair her after an accident, which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, let's just cover a couple of things I did change. I changed these pins out. These little, I think they're called C-clip pins, these little pins. I bought some bigger ones, right, because the ones that it came with were just too tiny for my fingers getting them in and out. There's nothing wrong with them, just too tiny, so I got some bigger ones. If I remember, you can get them all over the place, but I'll leave a link. I got these off eBay. I got a packet of 10 for, I think it was about £1.50, something like that. But if I remember, I'll leave a link in the description. Just take these are a lot bigger, you can get your hands on them much easier. I put a piece of velcro padding on top here, which as it happens when the truck gets tipped upside down really does help to protect the top, right? But I didn't put it on there for that. What I've done is I've made a little FPV backpack, which I think I mentioned in one of the other videos, just to sit on top so I can fly with my goggles on and record the flight basically. So that's what that little bit of velcro is for. And there's a hole I've cut in the back of the canopy there, and that's simply for the cable to run through to connect onto the connect up the FPV backpack. That's all that's for. So that's not a damaged part, that's what I have cut. Right, if I take the lid off, right, I have been using a velcro strap, right, a LiPo battery strap over the top of the battery compartment, right. Even though that locks in really tight, look, I can pick it up just holding onto the battery thing, so you have to push it in to release it. But I'm a bit of a friggin' better safe than sorry, so I just got a big LiPo strap just to put over the top. Don't have it on tight, but just that little bit of extra protection so it don't bounce off. You'll notice a little hole there, right, I cut. And I'll tell you what, let me just take this off and you'll see better again. I've taken the actual canopy, what covers the LiPo, right, I've taken it off and used a Dremel and cut a little indentation out so that when my battery is in there, that's when I plug this into the balance lead and have that running out of there and then plug it into the top of the FPV camera, that's all. Because this is such a tight, you couldn't, it's the only thing you could do basically, so that's why I have it, so I can just get the cable in. I didn't have to make it that big, I screwed up, really only need it as thick as the cable, but one of them things, as my brother says, hey ho. Yeah, so that's the mod I did, if you can call it a mod, but that's it. But no, I've had no damage in the sense of damage. In one of my videos, I believe it's on, I crashed straight in, quite fast as well, straight into a bollard, and I hit the thing really hard, and I did think I'd broken it. This arm, not want that arm, I apologise, let me get this right. Yeah, it was this arm here. It's on like a ball link, alright, and it simply bounced off, that's it. All I had to do was take the wheel off, which I've had these off a million times now, alright, because just to clean them, alright, because they do get filthy. Just, you know, you get a spanner with it, just unscrew and pull the wheel off, and then you can clean them. Alright, but I just had to take the wheel off and push it back in again. Right, and it took some time to push back in because it's quite tight. Put the wheel back on, and that's it. And I suppose that's what you'd call the damage, and that's the only damage I've had. And if you watch some of the videos from the playlist, I put her through her paces. She's been flipped, she's been rolled, she's been tipped, she's been bounced, she's been all over the bloody place. And as for the canopy, on concrete as well, I have flipped it and flopped it a million bloody times. And you can't see any damage when you look at it, right? But if you run your hands round like there, I can feel that's a little bit rough there where it's got scratched. Right, and if you look really close, you could probably, maybe, see the scratch. I don't know, can you? Just there. But you can't see any damage, and the canopy hasn't cracked out like that. But as I said, when I first got this, before anything, I covered the canopy with tape, and I used that fiberglass tape. It's like a sellotape with fiberglass running through it, so it's made it really strong, so I don't think there's any way that's going to crack ever. Alright, but no, just a couple of rough edges and tiny little scratch there as well, if you can see it, just there. I need a manicure. Yeah, just there. Alright, but apart from that, there's zero damage. She's running great. I got some more batteries for it because I was so happy with it. And apart from setting up the FPV camera, buying these little extra little clip things, I ain't had to do a thing. I mean, it's running perfect. Like I said, I've stripped the wheels down a few times, just to clean them, which I suppose you don't even have to do. See what helps if you get that in level. Can't see what I'm bloody doing here. Yeah. You don't really have to clean the wheels, but I wanted to. So yeah, but everything's nice and strong and steady. A couple of times while I've had it, I've gone round and just double checked all the nuts, all the bolts, all the screws, just made sure they're still tight and stuff like that. Right, I've done that not after every flight, oh God, not after every run, right? But after say 5 or 6 runs, or if I've had a big bang and a big flip or a roll, then I've just gone round. In fact, what I've tried to do is every time I've had to take the wheels off, just to give them a clean, and to clean them, all I've done is got a brush, hot soapy water, cleaned them. And then I found a tip off another channel with a guy who has a lot of these trucks. He squirts them with WD-40, the wheels, right, and then just leaves them overnight to dry. And not only do they come up really, really shiny, which you can't tell in this because they haven't been done for a bit, but they come up really shiny. It helps to protect the rubber. Don't ask me how, don't ask me to explain the science, I have no idea, but I know it works. Right, but now just unscrew them, give them a wash with hot soapy water. Don't submerge the wheels, do not submerge the wheels, because inside these wheels there's like a foam. Right, and if the water soaks in, the foam's going to get all wet and all like that. You just want to brush and give them a scrub, give them a clean, don't submerge them. Well, that's it really. I can't say anything bad. I have not got a single negative comment to say about this truck. It's fast, on full power, right, because there's a speed adjustment on the transmitter. You can have high power or low power. On low power, it's quite fast actually. I left it on low power for quite a long time. At least I'd say, 15, maybe 20 flights. 15 or 20 runs with it as I was getting used to it. Bloody flights. Yeah, before switching up to the high rates, and on the high rates, I believe it's about 26 miles per hour, somewhere around there. Right, but she does go bloody fast. Like I said, watch some of my other videos. Now, if you're going to make one of these, if you're going to get one of these trucks, and like the guy said, you might make an FPV setup. If you're going to do that, I'll tell you right now, when you're running this truck on grass, right, yes, you can see fine out your goggles, but if you're going to record your image, right, it's terrible. Right, because the image on grass, the FPV image and the recording, it's just bouncy, 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 bouncy on the suspension. And it's awful. It is absolutely awful imaging. But on concrete, which also if you check the playlist you'll see I've done a FPV run on concrete. I was in a well, yeah, I think I've done one in a car park and one in a playground. It's pretty damn good. So if you're going for FPV, or you're just going to mount some sort of camera, I don't know, something like what I have done also is mounted a Mobius camera, but you can mount any camera you want. Right, but on grass, not very good for filming, but on concrete it is. But as for running this on grass, yeah, she runs great, and even thick grass, it surprised me. In low rates, when you start to get into the thicker grass where it's coming up halfway up your tyres, right, you'll just stall. But then if you switch it into high rates, and here's a tip for you I found, if you switch it into high rates, go back a little bit first, then forwards, it'll blast straight through the thick grass. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be driving about. I nearly said flying, but I actually said driving then. Well done, George. You're not going to be driving about in really thick grass, because what's the point? Right, but yeah, so no damage, right? Tiny little repair when I hit the bollard really hard and the suspension bounced out, but it only took me a couple of minutes to pop it back in, so no damage. And no visible damage, even though, like I said, if you run your hand around, you will find that, like there, along the edges there, you'll find the odd little scratch and stuff. In fact, I can see a scratch there. But no real visible damage. It still looks pretty damn good. And yeah, underneath here, this is steel, and that's steel there. It's sort of like a bumper, shall we say, for if you're going down the curb. This part takes the impact, right, rather than this part. Don't know what it's called, my brain stopped. The bit that the wheel's connected onto, I can't think of the bloody name. But this steel part takes the damage from the curb, so as you can see there, we've got a few scratches and stuff if I hold that up just in the centre there. Yeah, but I suppose you could call that damage, but I wouldn't. I'd just call that a bit of wear and tear coming up and down curbs. But like I say, everything's working great. I haven't got a single bad word to say about her. So if you're thinking of getting one, I'd say get one, because she's a pretty awesome truck. And she's let's say about 30 to 50 runs I've had with her now, 30 to 50 runs. And some of them are just like in the street and stuff, but yeah, so I'm really happy with it, and I'm super impressed with the durability. Very, very strong. And if you keep it on full rates, high rates I should say, if you keep it on high rates, you're just blasting constantly with a throttle pulled back constantly, you'll get about 8 minutes of flat run time. You'll get about 8 minutes of run time. On the lower rates, you'll get about 12 to 15 minutes. If you're mixing and matching them between as you're riding along, driving along, you'll get about 10 minutes. Okay then, pilots and ground crew and road warriors. There's me update video of me truck. And me 9125, I think, the name will be there somewhere. Yeah, Also links in the description of where to pick one up. Okay then, there's my update, hope you liked it, and cheers!